Now, as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including WWE themselves are confused by The Rock's absence. Is there heat between Triple H and The Rock? Triple H has two words for people who didn't like WrestleMania, and it's not suck it. John Cena and Travis Scott are going to become a tag team. Baron Corbin blasts WWE over Bayley's booking. What has really happened to Alexa Bliss? Gable on missing WrestleMania, and much more. Now first, we look at the WWE Rock drama heating up. On top of today's news is a current alleged drama involving the WWE and The Rock, particularly why The Rock made zero effort to hype WrestleMania after his critical role in John Cena's heel turn at Elimination Chamber. This mystery deepened further when the final boss appeared on the Pat McAfee show and made what some see as an implausible reason for his absence, chiefly that he didn't want to overshadow the main event. But WWE themselves are confused by The Rock's absence. One of the biggest questions is whether the reason The Rock didn't hype WrestleMania was due to heat between him and Triple H. Fans are raising this question, but so far it's a case of circumstantial evidence and what can only be described as speculation. Nonetheless, there are questions being asked about why The Rock showed up at Elimination Chamber and then just vanished. With Fightful Select reporting, a number of talents took note of the fact that The Rock was not at TV, on TV, or at WrestleMania, didn't do any promotion leading up to the event, or even tweet about the show coming up. Another talent pointed out that he didn't tweet about the show, but quickly reappeared on the podcast after the event and discussed being called to advance ticket sales and some things he took issue with on the show. Do you think The Rock was being on the level with Pat McAfee about why he wasn't at WrestleMania and why he didn't promote it? And is there actual heat between Triple H and The Rock? And while we don't know whether there's any actual beef between The Rock and Triple H, what have WWE superstars heard? Well, according to Fightful Select, they're in the same boat as fans, as there were a number of WWE talent who brought up that The Rock wasn't referenced, as in his Hall of Fame speech, but said that if there were any issues with him and Triple H, as the world has speculated, it hasn't made it to the rest of the roster yet. And this could be a case where WWE talent have been told to stay quiet, or a case where information just hasn't trickled out yet. What are the WWE superstars' opinions on The Rock's involvement? How did the WWE superstars feel about The Rock's involvement in wrestling? While it's difficult to judge the roster's overall feelings on things, Fightful Select did check around reporting. A long-time talent said that the roster always loves seeing The Rock at shows, but noted that the card is at the mercy of Dwayne comment from a top talent last year was something that they believe pulls The Rock in both ways. One person there we spoke to claimed that The Rock didn't want to be seen as interfering with WrestleMania plans like last year, but possibly didn't understand how integral he would be to the story. Now, if reports from 2024 are accurate, not everyone was happy with The Rock's excessive appearances during the build-up to WrestleMania 40, with some wrestlers complaining how The Rock ate up valuable television time. Ultimately, the only people whose concern mattered were WWE executives, who likely were thrilled by the ratings the final boss delivered. Next up, Triple H has two words for people who didn't like WrestleMania. WrestleMania ended in probably one of the best and worst ways possible, ending with John Cena winning the Undisputed Championship for the 17th time and ending Ric Flair's long-running record. Many fans, including ourselves, were not thrilled with the ending itself. It felt incredibly flat, the match was average at best, and many were anticipating The Rock to come out and cement his allegiance with a heel John Cena. Instead, we got Travis Scott coming out to help out Cena and close out the show. But if you didn't like that ending, well, Triple H had two words for you at the end of the WrestleMania roast, and it certainly wasn't suck it. I just want to thank all of you guys. It's been a hell of a week. It's been a hell of a week. We've had a blast. I hope everybody was entertained. This was a lot of fun. I've been back there and laughed my ass off. The truth is, hopefully everybody had a blast at WrestleMania weekend. And if you didn't, I've got two words for you. Fuck off. Now, even though there was no official recording of the roast itself, and WWE will never have any plan to release it, audio leaks have made their way onto the internet. Something that WWE is making sure gets taken down immediately if anyone dares to share it. Next up, did John Cena make the call to turn heel? Now, who did make the call for John Cena to turn heel and when? Fans have heard different stories, leading to some fans wondering whether the move was a last-minute decision or that WWE has been keeping fans in the dark with misleading stories to keep them guessing. During his interview with Pat McAfee, The Rock suggested he made an offer to Cena to turn heel and that the original plan was for Cena to betray Cody at Mania. However, Dave Meltzer is reporting otherwise, as during a recent episode of the Wrestling Observer Radio, he claimed, Obviously, there was a decision about John Cena on the day of the show on whether the turn was going to be that day or whether they were going to save the turn for WrestleMania. That was John Cena's decision. He made the call to do it. Levesque made the final call, but John Cena was the one. The decision came within the last couple of days. They claimed that the decision was a last-minute one based on the following evidence. If you remember the day of the show, the segment with Dwayne was originally going to be after the first or second match. It was not going to be after the Chamber. That's because they were not going to be doing that turn that night. The turn was going to be at Mania, and then John wanted to do the turn that night, so they moved the segment to the end of the show. Now, if his musings are accurate, this could explain why there's zero involvement from The Rock after Elimination Chamber. Had Cena turned at WrestleMania, WWE wouldn't need The Rock's involvement as much as they did after the final boss was so involved in the turn. Part of the problem with the current WWE Rock story is that there's so much unreliable information out there. You think it would have been better for John Cena to turn heel at WrestleMania and not Elimination Chamber? Next up, John Cena and Travis Scott are going to be a tag team. Now, a new report from Corey of Pro Wrestling Nexus suggests that the WWE Universe hasn't seen the last of rapper Travis Scott, and that Scott could end up working a match. I've been informed that there's a pitch for John Cena and Travis Scott to work a tag team match together at some point this year. Nothing concrete as of right now. I was also reported on the Wrestling Observer newsletter that the theory was that Bad Bunny would be on the other side. Rhodes would make the most sense as the partner, but that aspect wasn't confirmed to us past the idea that if it is done, they'd need a wrestler of the level of Cena on the face side. But Bad Bunny has shown he can wrestle a decent match. Should WWE risk putting John Cena and Travis Scott into a match following the complaints about Cena's performance at WrestleMania 41 and Scott's relative inexperience? Although Scott is reportedly training to be a wrestler, it's unknown if he's ready to rumble just yet. Next up, John Cena appearing at SmackDown before SummerSlam. Now, is John Cena working at SummerSlam? While nothing official has been announced for the 3rd August PLE, a new report has Cena listed for the 18th July edition of SmackDown, which is 2 weeks before the two-night SummerSlam. There's already talk about WWE booking the rumored tag match with Cena and Scott against Cody and Bad Bunny, which is important to remember is a wild rumor at SummerSlam. Next up, Baron Corbin blasts WWE over Bayley booking. But Bishop Dyer, aka former WWE star Baron Corbin, isn't happy with WWE's booking of Bayley, as seen by a recent appearance on Busted Open Radio, where he roasted the promotion's booking of wrestling's role model. Dyer targeted WWE for not using Bayley at WrestleMania and taking her out with a kayfabe injury. Fuck you, that's my sentiment. I mean, to do it to Bayley of all people, someone who's been there through COVID, has made lemonade out of dog shit repeatedly, is a model fucking employee. The former King of the Ring and Mr. Money in the Bank continued saying, I don't give a shit if you knew the storyline ahead of time. Please, do all this. Take all these bumps, work your ass off, and 2 days before we're going to replace you, and you know Bayley's going to be fine. But that is a moment that is bullshit all the way through. Bayley's commitment to WWE is well known, as is her willingness to help younger talent get over, which may explain Dyer's anger. She didn't get to be on WrestleMania. She went down to NXT, elevated talent, just everything you've asked for her. Bayley deserved to be on WrestleMania. It's insane to me that you take that moment away. And many wrestlers did not get to work this year at WrestleMania, despite the show featuring 2 nights of action. Should Bayley have appeared at WrestleMania? Next up, Damage-CTRL member returning to action. A Damage-CTRL has been an afterthought with so many of its members sidelined with injuries, but that may be changing soon. PW Insider reports that Kairi Sane was spotted at WrestleMania 41 and she's expected to be back anytime. Sane had been sidelined with an unknown injury since December, but one half of the Kabuki Warriors tweeted about what's kept her out of action and how she's rehabbed. 3 months ago, I tore a ligament in my thumb and couldn't even open a bottle cap. Now I've fully regained my grip strength and I'm even stronger than before. I'm truly grateful from the bottom of my heart to Dr. Hirsch, who performed my surgery. He was such a kind and wonderful doctor. I wish I had taken a photo with him to remember that moment. Zane's Kabuki Warrior partner Asuka is also expected to be back soon, a return that could lead to a renewed push for Damage-CTRL. Much has changed since Zayn and Asuka's absence, primarily Io Sky winning the Women's World Championship. It'll be interesting to see whether any Damage-CTRL members decide to go for the title or focus on something else. Next up, what has really happened to Alexa Bliss? Where is Alexa Bliss, and is there anything keeping her from appearing on WWE television? Bliss, who returned at this year's Royal Rumble and competed in the Women's Elimination Chamber match, has been missing in action again, leading to Alexa's adoring public wondering if she might be injured. Not according to PW Insider, which reports Bliss is completely healthy. The report noted that Little Miss Bliss was in attendance for WrestleMania 41 weekend in Las Vegas, but is participating in related events. Now also according to PW Insider, Alexa Bliss and the Wyatt Six are reportedly set to be paired together once they return to TV. PW Insider believes that Bliss will be revealed as the leader of the stable. Now considering this is a SmackDown after WrestleMania, tonight could be a situation where we'll see Alexa Bliss emerge once again. And finally, Chad Gable on missing WrestleMania. Last but not least, Bayley isn't the only superstar who missed out on working WrestleMania 41. Chad Gable recently bemoaned his absence from the Showcase of the Mortals, telling Rope Breaks he wasn't happy to see newcomer El Grande Americano get a match. I got robbed again, man, but this new guy comes out of nowhere. 2 matches and he's on WrestleMania? Can you imagine how I feel?